Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm Joanna Daninas. Today's podcast is called Choices and the Golden Rule. I try to do these podcasts on a weekly basis. What usually happens is the week of the podcast, usually the weekend prior to my filming in the middle of the week, a topic comes to my mind and I start writing, almost as if the message is being given to me. Some will say this is channeling. I'll just say the message is greater than myself as an individual. Last week, I couldn't get a clear message on the topic I should write about, so I felt it was best not to force the issue and to take a break. Now for this week's topic. I always try to do the right thing by deferring to the golden rule for literally every decision or choice I make. I've always taken and continue to take the high road, even when I haven't been or I'm not being treated fairly. I have been doing this and patiently waiting for things to eventually fall into place in divine timing. I often had trouble not setting much needed boundaries because I would consider the well being of others more so than myself. I've learned not to do that now, but I still catch myself sometimes because I have a big heart. Now I stand my ground, set boundaries, and assertively speak my mind on what's right and what's fair. I'll give you a quick example. I was at the deli counter of a local grocery store, and I was sure to pick a number because there was a time when I was unaware that a number machine existed, and I learned that lesson quickly. So I picked a number ticket and then I walked down to the hot section of the deli counter, which was where I needed the help. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to me, my number was called while I was waiting, but I didn't know it because I was further away from the machine than the number counter. I suppose I could have stayed at the cold section until my number was called, but in the past, the person manning the deli counter would usually look over to see if anyone was standing by the hot section, needing help. Also, the people already being helped usually know who's next in line and usually point out who's next. I know that's what I usually do given the same situation. So some time had passed and help was not coming my way. So I proceeded back to the cold section by the number ticket machine to find that the counter displayed my number. So I said, I'm number 61. The guy who came after me said, You weren't here. So essentially, he decided to take my place, and the person manning the deli obviously didn't track the number placement. I said, Well, then please let her know so that I can be helped next. But just to be sure, I took another number, which was 62. So clearly, the man never grabbed a number ticket from the very beginning. When the person manning the deli turned around, I stated I was number 61, but to go ahead and continue helping the man who took my place. The person stopped for a second, realizing they dropped the ball, but continued for what I said, realizing that the man had jumped ahead in line. After I said what I said, both men waiting because they were being helped looked at me as if I caused an unnecessary scene. By the way, I was very nice in how I said it. I guess women should just be quiet and take what they're given, regardless of whether it's fair or not. The whole situation really wasn't a big deal. What's concerning is why people feel entitled to take what they need or want without thinking about what's right or fair for the next person. We make many choices or decisions like this on a daily basis. Are we making those decisions using the golden rule, putting ourselves in another person's shoes, thinking of the impact to others, not just ourselves? We are taught this since kindergarten. One would think the lesson would stick with us, but it doesn't for most of us. I can almost rationalize thinking solely for oneself if we are in survival mode. But grabbing some ham at the deli counter when it's the morning doesn't seem to qualify for survival mode. This was just one simple, unimportant example. What about actions or situations that really count, like when we invade a country or try to dictate what another country should do? Do we honestly think the people of that country or that country's governing body will welcome our unwelcomed presence? Would we as individuals welcome an invader into our homes? Now, I get that there are some psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists who will only think for themselves, but I'm sure the greater majority of us do not have those personality disorders. So it begs the question, did the majority of us use the golden rule when making decisions or choices? Do we have enough respect to respond to an email, a phone call, or a text message when we ourselves as individuals would like a response to one of our attempts? Do you think people think about the impact their new product, medication, or vaccine would have on fellow humans instead of the money they will earn on their products or patented invention? I can go on and on with a million and one examples. What I would encourage each and every one of us to do is incorporate the golden rule for every single decision or choice we make going forward. Could you imagine how peaceful, supportive, and considerate our world would be if each and every one of us did this? There's no better time to start than now. If you want to support the mission for REACH, which stands for Righteous Engagement and Accountability and Change for Everyone, please go to our website, www.reache.group, Group. Please fill out your contact information so we can stay in touch. I promise I will not sell your information. Through the website, you can connect to REACH's Facebook group, the support platform, and the YouTube channel. You can purchase items with the REACH logo, like this shirt, where a portion of the proceeds will go to support our causes. And you can also make a donation to fund causes on the donation page. The cause we are focusing on now is integrative healthcare, where Eastern and Western medicine complement one another for the betterment of an individual's health. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, goodbye.